Welcome back. I wanted to do a video today on a little bit of testing for camera setups. I am trying to get a good camera setup ready for when we do get that full self-driving beta, so the FSD beta. Hopefully I will get it someday soon. Please Tesla send it my way when you get a chance. But I actually went out the other day, had a little bit of technical difficulties with the camera that day. It did not work out well. So I'll leave that here just so you can see how bad that turned out. Trying out the cam park. Action cam here. Screen protector here. So I thought I'd just do a little bit of Hey, welcome back for a quick one today. I just wanted to do a quick test of a new, and I decided to switch back to the iPhone because of that. And so here I am with the iPhone. It is in a low light situation. I am in a parking lot. I did a little bit of testing with this camera already, and so I'm going to go ahead and have that here at the end of the video. But before that, I just wanted to thank everybody so much for getting me to 400 subscribers. So that's right, I finally hit 400. Nice milestone. I'm going to have a giveaway at 500 subscribers, so definitely want to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for that. Once it gets closer to 500, I will give an update on that and what the giveaway is going to be. So anyway, here we are tonight, and actually I am here in a parking lot at an Electrify America charging station, which you can see from behind me. There is no car here charging, because there are very few other cars that can actually use these chargers. So it is nice that Electrify America is getting more and more prevalent across America. So you could actually take a nice road trip in an electric car other than a Tesla. But it doesn't seem like a whole lot of people are. So this is a good time to get in. If you get a Kona or a Chevy Bolt or something like that, and you want to do a cross-country trip, now might be the time when you can have a lot of chargers available where there's not very much chance of it being full. I cannot actually charge at this station because I do not have a CHAdeMO adapter, which is pretty expensive for the Tesla, but of course there's really no reason for me to get an adapter because I do road trips in the Tesla on the supercharger network that Tesla provides, so no reason to actually get one of those adapters. So this is going to be a camera test at night. Did decide to switch after seeing the footage of my other camera. I did decide to switch back to the iPhone here. It is on the ultra wide instead of the regular or wide angle lens. It's not as good at night as the other lens, but definitely a lot better than the other camera, and I'm hoping the audio is much better as well. Definitely think I'm just gonna have to go with the iPhone versus that other Cam Park action camera. It did not turn out well, so, and that was in the daytime. The main problem with it was audio. I think the audio on this is much better, so I'm gonna try to use this from now on. But I'm trying to get ready for that full self-driving beta because I'm really hoping that I'm going to get that beta. But if not, we are at least going to get the full self-driving beta once it's wide release in December. So I wanted to go ahead and see how it would look on this camera, try some different camera setups to see what the best camera angle is going to be. Still on software update 2020.40.8. I did not get .9, and I have not gotten 2020.44 as of yet. So no new software to test here, just what we already had. And of course, no FSD beta, unfortunately. So I have to disengage Autopilot for every intersection that I'm going to turn through. It's been a while since I've done any autopilot testing at night. It does seem like autopilot's a little bit more controlled at night because there's higher contrast. The lines on the road are definitely high contrast, so you can see them very well. That is, if there are lines. And the lights, of course, are very high contrast to dark. So I think that helps out with the visuals. Speed limit signs are read just fine. I haven't been having much trouble with the speed limit signs. I still did test on software version 2020.40.8 and found that the previous speed limit signs, where we were having a trouble with 65 mile per hour speed limit signs on a divided highway, not an interstate, it was not picking those up. So it basically just disregarded the 65 mile per hour speed limit signs on that road. Previously, it did misread those signs sometimes and would say 45 instead of 65, but I think they corrected that. So now it just says it just doesn't say anything. Like, instead of saying 65, it just does not show up. So I'm not really sure why on that particular stretch of road it has trouble with the speed limit signs still, but it picks up the 55 mile per hour signs on that road, but not the 65. So definitely something that they're going to have to figure out. I don't really understand why it's missing there. It should be in map data, if nothing else, but they don't seem to be reading them at all. So in this scenario, we're going to let the lead car take us through this light. It should see that it's green. Okay, there we go. For a second there, I guess I couldn't see the green light. I guess past the ambulance up there was a little bit taller. But once it saw the green light, it went ahead and went through the intersection, no problem with that lead car. It's actually hard to tell the difference between a lead car and just any other car when it's dark, because normally the lead car is darker than a non-lead car. Let's see what this car on the right here. So I think it's inverted. Yeah, it looks like when it's on night mode and it's dark, the lead car is actually lighter than the other cars that show up in the display. So now I'm trying the other lens that's a little bit better with low light scenarios, hopefully, but it is closer up, so you're not going to get as much of the sides as well as the top. So definitely a more limited viewpoint there in this camera lens. But I wanted to do a comparison between that ultra wide angle lens and this wide angle lens to see how much better the low light situation was working for this lens. So I'll be able to do a little comparison when I get back and see which one actually looks a lot better. Just from looking at it right here, I don't know, it doesn't look a whole lot different to me, but hopefully I'll be able to tell on the computer to get home. And also, if this camera lens does work better, I could end up trying to move my mount back so that it's actually further behind, and that way hopefully we can still get enough field of view here with the wide angle lens, if it turns out that that's better enough to warrant that. So just let me know in the comments below what you think. Which lens is better, the ultra wide angle lens or the wide angle lens? This is the wide angle lens, and the previous one was the ultra wide. Should be pretty obvious from the field of view. Like I said, I can take this one and I can move it back. So if this one turns out to be better in most situations, I'll just switch to this one and try to move the camera to a different location to get more in the view. All right, so for that green light, I did have to confirm to go through the light because I did not have a lead car. Again, Autopilot seems to be pretty confident on these lanes for some reason it would not do a lane change here. It's almost looking like it's not recognizing that it's a dotted white line, which is kind of strange because it's definitely a dotted white line. So that is strange. I don't know if that has to do with this update or the fact that it's at night or that it's just on this particular road. I very rarely get into the left lane here on this stretch of road, so it may just be a problem that's always been there. But if not, that seems to be a problem with software version 2020.40.8 that is not recognizing there being 2 lanes here, which I can definitely change back and forth. Again, I am turning left through this intersection, so I have to disengage Autopilot to turn through the intersection. And then once I get back in a lane here, I'll be able to turn that back on. Alright, so just a quick test of the 2 different cameras in nighttime driving to see which one works out better. Also trying to see if the audio works out okay with the iPhone here. And I do not have my extra microphone on there, hoping that that makes it a little bit more stable. So what did you think of the different cameras? Which one did you think worked out, the ultra wide angle lens or the wide angle lens? Which one was better? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.